Alright, so we're going to show a quick demo of how you use a private messaging feature. First thing you need is a certificate, so we'll create one just for this example. If you go under certificates and then my certificates, you can create a self-signed certificate just for this demo. In practice, you probably want a verified certificate, not just a self-signed one, and I'll get to why that's useful. Alright, so we don't really need any information on this certificate. Just for testing, I'll put something on it. We can leave it unmasked. Most certificates should be masked, but for this, just for the demo, I'll leave it unmasked. Okay, we're not going to choose any of those options. Let's just say issue. Should have given it a label. That's something to remember to do, otherwise it's going to use some generic label. Alright, so what it did there was bring us to the issuing screen, which automatically looked up. I may not have put the field that I added, that I tried to add. Anyway, we'll ignore that for now. So give it an expiration date. And forgive the sluggishness, it's because of the screen recording software. Okay, I think that should be good. Give it an expiration date, and it's going to ask us, present us with a set of certificates that we can use to issue other certificates, but this one is self-signed, so we'll just scroll up. Here's the option for self-issue. There you go. It says certificate saved. And now if I come back here to my list of certificates, the new one that I just created would be listed at the bottom there. Alright, so that's the one that we just created. Open this up. Okay, so what I'm gonna demo is the private messaging feature. All it really means is that you use the public key on the certificate to encrypt information, and the person who owns the certificate can decrypt that information. So you could encrypt it and post it into a public forum. You know, let's say you want to message somebody on their social media profile. You can't send them a DM directly, but you can publish to their their feed, or in a messaging forum on the internet. You can use this feature. So there's nothing groundbreaking here. We can either use this menu directly by encrypting. I'm gonna copy a URL which is meant to be something that you can post on the internet. So So if I paste this here, this is something you can post on the internet, like on an internet profile, or just maybe in a messaging forum to say, hey, send me a message. Here's a link you can use to encrypt that information. When you click that, okay. Now we can create the message. Okay, and we click the bottom here. You have the option to encrypt. Remove this. So you have two options here. You can generate a URL, which is also shareable, that basically encodes that encrypted message into a URL that you can post to the person, right, which we're going to do. And you can hex encode it, which is hexadecimal. It's nicer. I think it plays better with different surfaces that you may post stuff onto. Okay, and we can now copy that. And if this was, for a messaging forum or a feed, then go and post it there. But we can post it in the address bar. It should work. It's gonna work for me because this is my certificate and it's already in my profile. Of course, the recipient, we don't have the recipient's private key in real life, so you won't be able to decrypt it the way that I did this, but I can do this because I'm using my own certificate to test it. So we can decrypt, and here's our message. So this link that I posted in here, this could have been anywhere on the internet, and somebody will be able to decide whether they care about wanting to know what somebody is sending them, and they can take it and decrypt it using their private Certisfy profile. So this is private messaging. The other way to use this would be, and I would say the better way to use this would be through verified profiles, right? Through claims, through verified claims, where you don't just accept a random encryption link and send it to somebody. It's possible that maybe you want to be sure that you're really messaging the right person. In that case, you would need a way of knowing that they're the right person. If the person has posted a link somewhere, let me try my own social media profile, right? So I have a profile ID link that I've posted here that somebody can use to verify my ID on my Blue Sky profile. Hopefully this comes up. Either it's the screen recorder or it still has issues from, apparently they've been under a DOS attack. Alright. So anyway, let me try a different approach here. If Blue Sky is not coming up. I'll go to my stickers, because the thing that makes it possible to use the feature that I was going to show you are stickers, which are really just ways to publish Certisfy claims. I'm gonna go and just get the sticker URL directly. This is my personal profile, so I have access to that information. Alright, so if I come in here are my stickers. If I get sticker URL, so I could use this. I'll just use the main URL. It's the same URL that's on my Blue Sky profile. When I put that in, it will eventually bring up the sticker for me to verify the information on it. Alright, so here's my sticker. It gives me some warning about how to use stickers. The stickers are things that you post on the internet, so anybody can take any link and post it anywhere. You have to, be sure that if you grabbed a sticker from some URL, that the person who created the sticker did approve it for that place, right? So here we have Blue Sky listed there as something that's valid. So if you had gotten it from Blue Sky, you'll be able to check here and see that, yeah, the creator of that sticker and the claim behind it did approve it for Blue Sky, even if you don't know who the person actually is. All right, so we'll come in here. I have my information in here, but it's entirely possible that somebody has a verified profile, but they don't actually reveal their personal information. They just, indicate to you that they're a real person, or they reveal some other information that's not necessarily identifying. So here, we verified this. It could be, let's say you're trying to, send a journalist a private message. Here, you could have the journalist information. If the journalist is anonymous for some reason, they may have some other information here that somebody else has verified for them that proves that they really are a journalist. Maybe they're associated with some organization that's reputable, and if that verification shows that the person behind this claim is associated with that organization, then you can trust it, right? So you'll then click here to create a profile for them, to create a private message. So we click encrypt just as we did before, and we copy it. Again, I'm going to be able to paste this URL into the browser and verify the information because I'm using my profile. If this was for somebody else who was not my profile, I would not be able to decrypt it. So this demo is able to show end-to-end because it's my own certificates. So let's hit go. Paste that in there. Again, what's important here is that before I sent the person the private message, I was able to verify that they're trustworthy or that they're the person that I actually intend to send a message to, that it's not just a random link. So this is an option for more trustworthy private messaging. Let's refresh that. And just as with the first one, you can decrypt. Voila. So this is private messaging supported via Certisfy, where you can not only do private messaging, but you can tie it to verified information, which is pretty cool and could be quite powerful in certain use cases. Thank you.